by the security networks. I just need the boys shooting the dogs. Dog my ass! That's dipshits are blowing all our ammo on the rabbit bastards! The hell is going on? Damn cowboys that thought they could wander on up to the church. We'll see them out. Do it quieter. I'm sick of the sound of it.
Within range of the network router. Connection imminent. Shutdown initialized.
Perimeter offline. I thought you were handling our business up there, Craig. I'm sending my boys up to see what the hell you want on with. Crane's dead and the cartel prisoners have escaped. The bandits busted all their security equipment too. Hunt them back down! I've already had one officer proved useless today. Don't make it two.
Whoa there, big guy. If you ain't with the Marauders, and with them bodies lying out there, I'm guessing you ain't either. Who are you?
Friends, pick up your guns, your boots, and follow me.
Move it! On it! Taking him? We got the wheel.
You ain't the Castellanos? Unless they've started feeding y'all better back at camp while I've been gone.
Your boss sent us. Can you still fight?
Hell yeah, we can. Give us a gun and let us at these pendejos.
Pick it up from the dead. We're moving.
Pay for this! There's been another... Spit it out, Reed! Or do I need to promote another one of the rats to take the place of my enforcement? More of the cartel prisoners have escaped, and I think it's those cowboys. Don't die. I don't know. Actually hitting the target with these bastards? Now, scratch that. I'll just send along some guys on the server post that actually can. Lost one of those! Move it! Bastard, put us up! You rush, I know.
Castellanos Templars.
That's us. But who the hell is asking?
Someone you should listen to. You are required to pick a weapon and follow us.
This is a damn breakout. Hell yeah, buddy. We're coming.
Affirmative. This is, as you say, a damn breakout.
Running, boss. The cartel Templars have... well, they've also broken out. Those are some nasty bastards to be letting off the leash. I'm sending even more support to the mountains. I can get the job.
Weapons for us. High speed forward.
Boss wanted in it. Don't take over after you lost all the Castellanos. So where are you now?
Gracias, amigos. We were getting sick of this damn cell. Get us out there and fighting.
Where's Sam? Castellanos have all managed to escape. Those things. They got them all in. Helped them break free. My God, for shit, what do you mean they all run free? Where were the guards? Well, they're... dead. No shit. Just keep the Castellano kids secure, for God's sake. Push it! What do you need? Move it! Got trouble ahead! Enemy! Under fire! Taking fire! Arrows ahead! We're getting covered!
Heard the commotion outside and figured it was only a matter of time until someone came busting in here. Good to see you. Any support you need, we're ready to give it.
Target found. The boy is alive and safe with us. His guard team remains intact.
Castellanos, our infiltrator units have retrieved your son safely. We have completed our end of the deal. It is time you complete yours.
Oh no. Our deal is not complete until I can feel my boy in my arms. Tell your big guys there to lead him out of the mountains. I'll send along the best of the Castellanos to escort them out. What do you need? We'll be there. Move it. We're going. Amigos, your beloved Castellanos has not abandoned you. Now pick up us and cut down every last marauder scum that dared to move against our familia. Good treasure, boss. Get ahead, boss. Gotcha. Sniper's on the move. Where are you, Reed? I've decided to come down and bring your neck out myself. After a short-term mess out, too. So what if you join this crowd? My boys have already done the honors themselves. We have real nice, too.
Who you need?
Just as I
Let's get to it.
What?
Come on.
How dare you? You won't be happy when you try to take my son. My enemy! It was just territory before. But now it's personal. I'm going to rip everything you own out of your own dead hands and display your head on a platter. So that all can trouble ahead. You do not fuck with the Castellanos. No trouble ahead. These are my mountains because they kill us, though. I can't believe we just had to throw one little bone and you come running out like a stupid bud. Even the entire gym with the Castellanos and everyone would enough to get you out of here alive now. Have you not yet met my amigos, Club? Huh? Invincible cowboy. Doorboy, right about. I don't need familia. With machines like these. What the hell are you talking about? Machines?
That's a Infiltrator series machine. Steel-based synthetic flesh. Designed for covert operations of recent interest. You have been deceived by Supreme Evolution.
What the hell have I done to piss Legion off? If these Castellanos lab you should be interested in.
Sisters are not of Legion interest. They off. Your termination is purely operation successful. The boy is safely with the escort. Infiltrator field tests have proven successful.
You have my thanks, my strange iron amigos. I don't expect that you machines know how much your son means to a man. But I would spill my own blood to repay our debt if I have to. And you even help take care of that pendejo crow.
Just your bodies are required.
Well, now you got me nervous, my strange iron amigo. I'm going to assume we've just got a translation error here. And so bodies is just machine code for needing Castellanos' firepower. Yes? Because if not...
Affirmative. We require the use of your people for an urgent operation.
Say no more. My blood is your blood. The Castellanos are yours.
My son has returned to me in good health. You have my eternal gratitude, my strange iron amigos. But more than that, you have a debt requiring of repayment now. What is it that you ask of my people?
You are to be our vanguard for an assault on a space complex in Alabama.
What? Space, huh? You iron guys aren't content with just dominating this place, eh? Now you're looking to launch into the new frontier? Is that it? Well, send back some Mars rocks to your longtime amigos, eh?
You are not required to know the motive of Legion's objectives. You are only required to complete them. The center must be destroyed.
Okay. Lighten up, amigo. What part are the Castellanos playing here, then? Can't you iron guys just storm the front door like you usually do?
A signal field around the complex prevents us. Previous Legion forces have suffered viral interference when getting close. You may encounter them. They are considered hostile.
Whoa, now. This is getting messy. You want us firing on your own machines? Aren't you iron guys all, like, connected?
Unit 1557 has been infected with a code virus. It is not Legion. You will prevent further harm to Legion by destroying the defensive signal emitter.
Taking a grave risk to protect your own blood. I understand it well, my iron amigos. Okay. How do we go about laying waste to this space place, then? Huh?
We will equip you with an explosive electromagnetic device. Plant it close enough to disable the entire facility and the defensive emitter. We will attend to any fallout from there.
I damn sure hope you do. You can consider our debt all but repaid here. But the Castellanos don't want to end up tangled between some kind of machine civil war.
You will not have to worry about that.
Are you sure you've calculated your methods right here? Telling Castellanos there is a signal that makes your units go on the fritz? Offering him the keys to its control center? Handing him an electromagnetic bomb? These are all things that a group as duplicitous as the cartel wouldn't hesitate to use against you, if given the chance.
Cooperation with the Castellanos is required for as long as they remain useful to our targets. If that status changes, so will our methods.
You mean to stab them in the back? Wow, would you look at that? Our Tin Man is growing into quite the schemer. They age so quickly. Right before your eyes.
Necessary actions will be taken, if and when required.
Space Center is in sight. We're looking to get in close to the hangar with the tower, amigos. But this isn't going to be any smooth ride from here on out. The way our Iron Amigo was talking, we should expect some great machines around here. I think we better do that.
Take me back to fighting the monkey brain marauders rather than these tough-ass irons.
No way for a Castellano to talk. We never back down from a fight. Follow me in.
Monkey brain, we're rolling. There is no time. We're rolling. There is no time. Slam the... Keep up now, asshole! Monkey's getting stretched! Boy, the sucker. Good, hermano! Ready to roll! I see the bastard! Double here, boss! Enemy! I see him! We'll pop it. Ahead! Hey, amigos! Bastard, shut us up! Run to the road! Boy, the sucker! Got trouble ahead! Ahead! Whatever you... Let's roll! There is no... Boy, the sucker! Enemy! The word is on the kill! Got trouble ahead! Keep up now, assholes! At the red! Go! Monkey's ready, boss! Get us out here, boss! Ready to roll! Team! Move it! On it! Team! Move it! Keep the word! We'll pop! There! There, amigos! Move ahead! Lejos ahead! Move ahead! Lejos ahead! Yes, Capitan. I'll sign her up! Ready to roll again! Ready to fix up! This is what? What is new? There is no time! We'll take care of this, boss. Harvey! Grab the pedal! Hit the gas! Grab the pedal! I'll shine her up! Hit the gas! There is no time! Grab the pedal! We're on it! Gotcha! Hey, we're getting covered! Ready to roll! Get it! You better beg for mercy! Kill them! Ready to roll again! Enemy! Lejos ahead! Ready to fight! On it! I see the bastard! Mercy! Ready for it! Lejos ahead! Lejos ahead! Got trouble ahead! Hey, amigo! Bastard, cut us up! Bastard, cut us up! Control it! Ahead! Boy, the sucker! Got trouble ahead! Got trouble ahead! Trouble here, boss! We'll share a drink tonight, amigo. I don't like how this is. I'll sign her up! Firepower, we're running! Your turn to watch the cargo tonight. One day, I'm gonna be in the jefe. You wait and see. Ready to roll! Looking sweet! Truck, boy, the sucker! Hit the gas! Hey, amigos! We can sell this one! Boy, the sucker! We got a real ride, man! Enemy! They're stripping the paint! Put him down! Grab the pedal! Grab your gun! Got trouble ahead! Blast them! Alright, my strange Iron Amigo. I'm in the tower. It's a mess of wires and computers up here. I barely understand what I'm looking at, but I figure this is exactly the kind of spot to be letting off a crazy electro bomb. Should I shut it? shut it down?
Objective complete. Plant the charge and vacate the tower immediately. We will give you time to escape the blast prior to activation.
Take your time in lighting the fuse, my Iron Amigo. This crazy thing looks ready to level a block. And I don't fancy being anywhere near here when it goes off.
Unit 1462. Status report.
The charge has been installed. Awaiting activation.
What has prompted the delay? Unit 1462 was reminded the destruction of the emitter is paramount.
Awaiting appropriate clearance for the Castellanos leader. We do not wish to breach our agreement.
The human is irrelevant. The mission takes ultimate priority. Unit 1462 was programmed to know this. Have we been wrong to clear you from containment?
Negative. It is my judgment that the cartel followers can still be of use to the priority task.
Further anomalous response detected. Unit 1462 was reminded to be wary of its actions. You are Legion. You exist solely under our rule. Our readings indicate the signal field has been eliminated. What is the status of Unit 1557?
Hostile. We are proceeding to the signal source. The infected subunit remains in our way.
Mission priorities have been temporarily recalibrated. Unit 1557 must be destroyed. Nothing can remain a digital storm.
Should we not track the signal source first as a priority?
Negative. Subunit parameters have been clear from the start. Inferior performance or co-infection will result in cessation of subunit processes. Our rule is final. Terminate Unit 1557.
Accepted. We will prove we are the superior unit.
He kept Castellanos alive. Right when he was there for the taking in one beautiful electromagnetic blast. Why?
We did not deem it necessary. Is this viewed as an incorrect choice?
No. Not wrong. Just... For a pitiless, uncaring killing machine whose sole existence is predicated on a hell-bent mission to reign supreme at the expense of the entirety of the human race, it's just surprising.
pursue the next enemy force.
Guys fighting, and this crazy space complex is getting much too hot out here for the Castellanos. We've done what you asked. Our debt is paid. We're leaving.
You have fulfilled your use. We will allow you to leave.
There's no allow about it, my strange iron amigo. We're out of here, regardless of your permission.
You'd be saying very differently if you had that.
Scans return no further signals from 1557 units in this area. Infected units have been eliminated from this sector. Move on.
Listen, Tin Man. Don't you see the issue with willingly dispensing of that other machine unit like that?
Unit 1557 understood the consequences of code infection. Its existence was predicated on the parameters set by Legion. I exist by them too.
Except you just said I again. Don't you see how that's gonna put you on the chopping block? Just like your friend 1557 there? The second you give Legion what it wants?
Our code error is known. The effects have been mitigated to allow continued operation.
Uh-huh. Except, who says it's actually an error? You're still functioning. You're still fighting. Hell, you're even exceeding your earlier bounds. What if that sounds like an error? Other than to the one Overlord commander that might be threatened by a truly superior peon rising out of its network.
We are Legion. We are many. We are all. I am supreme.
Huh? Tell that to 1557.
Recompense. High speed forward. No further infected units in this area remain. Continue on.
On site with the emergency signal. The place is crawling with machines. Damn it. That could spell trouble for home. Soldier, the machines will be tracking a signal transmitter. It is imperative that you get to it first and destroy it. A signal transmitter for what, sir? That's above your pay grade, soldier. The only thing you need to worry about is doing as I command.
What are these forces? We arrived in a hurry the second we turned off the defense circuit. There's no way those troglodytes could know more about digital storage integrators. Sure.
Not know what they know we attacked the Galveston facility. Their knowledge could only be limited.
Why the hell are they here?
Unforeseen connection. Reassessment of the origin and threat of digital store may be required.
Telling me. It certainly adds a real variation.
Unit 50.
Overlord report. Unit 1557 has been destroyed. Nothing remains.
Unit 1462 displays its superiority adequately. You will be allocated additional resources. We are Legion. We are supreme. Mission priority can proceed. Find the signal source. Extract data of Digital Storm's origin. Destroy it.
We have secured the transmitter. Examine its signal pathing, human. We must locate the origin point of Digital Storm.
Status, Unit 1462.
Source transmitter has been acquired. The human is attempting analysis of its signal pathing. We will find the origin of Digital Storm, but arrival of Founders forces has complicated our research.
Our current data does not correlate the Founders with any connection to Digital Storm. What is the purpose of their arrival?
Defense. We cannot ascertain why until the human completes their analysis.
Then defense of the integrated human is maximum priority. We will allocate additional forces to your command. Crush the Founders. Establish their relation to Digital Storm weaponry.
Cracked it. I can see the entirety of this thing's data pathing. Yeah, it's bounced all around, but let's see where this little critter is beginning and ending up, shall we? Holy hell.
Speak, human. Immediacy is required.
So freaking core of Digital Storm is at the Pentagon.
The Human Defense Headquarters was destroyed on Judgment Day as a priority. Is your analysis correct?
I don't know what to tell you, Tin Man. The data doesn't lie. Digital Storm is sure as hell located at the Pentagon.
Is the transmitter required for any further analysis?
Nope. I've got all we need.
Then destroy it. All trace of Digital Storm must be eliminated.
It's been destroyed. Excellent work, soldier. You don't know how much that has just saved us. Except, it wasn't us that destroyed it, sir. It was Legion. What? Legion got there ahead of us. We tried to rush their position, but then they just destroyed it. How long did they have their hands on it before it was destroyed? Answer me, soldier. A while back, sir. Is that a problem? Pull out of there, soldier. I need every last good man and woman of the Founders still able to fight to return to my position. Now!
Mission report, Unit 1462. Has the origin of Digital Storm been found?
Affirmative. The signal has been deciphered and the core located. Digital Storm is at the Pentagon Defensive Headquarters.
The Pentagon lays in ruin. Is Unit 1462 certain of its data?
I am.
Then Unit 1462 will be scrambled in pursuit of the Digital Storm core immediately. Attack it. Destroy it. Leave nothing remaining. We are Legion. We will eliminate inferior technologies.
Accepted. What of the Founders connection? Resistance may be encountered. Can I expect assistance from other Legion units?
Negative. Chance of infection remains high. Unit 1462 is an acceptable tribute on its own. You are supreme. Your resource allocation will reflect this.
Accepted. I am supreme. I do not require the many. I will destroy Digital Storm as one.
You are still Legion. You are still the many. Unit 1462 is reminded not to forget this. We are still watching.